this time. Okay, I'm here with J-Base, and I'm Piero. Piero. Um, all right, we're going to talk about two items first. J-Base,
Okay, thank you, Piero.
your item.
I wanted to talk about the Dakota pipeline, the Dakota Access Pipeline that's going in. It's a pipeline that's going to be carrying around 500,000, somewhere in that area, gallons of or barrels of crude oil every day, I believe. And there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see it happen, and they're being very vocal and as peaceful about it as I can see is trying to make an attempt at getting this thing stopped. It's bankrolled by a Texas billionaire, and
there's the map. That's what we've got up there. It goes down from North Dakota, South Dakota, and then that would be Iowa and Illinois. Ends in Illinois.
And it crosses a major waterway, and
right in the top of a reservation, and this river goes across. You were saying it was the Missouri or something, way up there. Is that right? Where it's small. But so it's a threat to their water supply. It goes right on the edge of their reservation. Amy Goodman has a warrant out, and she's going to turn herself in for that warrant, I guess.
Yeah, but apparently the warrant was
telling me about
changed from trespassing, which they dropped that charge to some sort of riot charge.
That'll be interesting. I haven't looked into that.
I think it's pretty tragic that the only thing coming out of this is that the people are against it, and the journalists that cover it stand to spend years and years in prison. And I think that's a travesty, and I think it needs to be addressed and changed and stopped. Anyways, I think there's lots of better ways to get energy, and we don't need this crude oil anyways.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things that's just forced through. I'm for infrastructure, but really also I was just seeing that thorium thing where $100 worth of thorium plus whatever it takes to run that's a lifetime's worth of energy. $1 a year. Imagine if we paid $1 a year.
Smaller than a golf ball.
We'd be able to stop going to war over energy.
Yeah.
It's arguably we've gone to war over energy for 100 years.
So maybe that brings us to why. Is it maybe because of our social structure? Could it possibly because of our patriarchy?
Why we want it, or why they want to have it?
Well,
we live off that stuff right now.
Yeah. Well, also just transitioning to the patriarchy / locker room talk that you wanted to address.
Okay, that's over here.
I guess we have another graphic.
We have a dog. Stop, Daisy. Daisy the dog. Here we go. Daisy the dog segment. Hi.
Daisy.
I'm Daisy the dog. So, yeah, no. So I've been talking to people in Quintica and stuff, and about the locker room talk kind of thing. It's like with the anti-SJW and the feminism arguments. Yeah, it seems to me you have to decide. You say that this is ordinary and normal sexuality. Well, I don't think so. I think it's ordinary to say, oh, man, Brenda has big breasts. I love those. That might be okay, though it's kind of juvenile. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about something else. Sharing your rape fantasies in your head, I think that is arguable as the candidate for why we're saying there's a cultural problem. Patriarchy and rape culture, and I was thinking too, everybody's now is against the establishment, and in the 70s, everybody was saying that, the hippies, and it was like, oh, it's a conspiracy, even thinking there was an establishment. Now everybody knows what it is, and they're going to have to face the fact that we have these attitudes. Surely you can see it's also ordinary for two young punks to go ahead and brag about beating people up, stealing wallets, whatever as well. And we would think, well, that's uncool. But certain cultures would do that. The cultures that say that that's okay, that's a criminal culture. Right. And if you're in there saying it's okay to use your celebrity to sexually assault women, you have Jeff Sessions saying, oh, it doesn't even sound like a description of assault to me, then that is an assault culture. That is rape culture. And we need to be able to discuss that whole realm of issues acknowledging that, because if you want to say, well, that's just the ordinary, then you have to stand behind that or whatever. So that's my spiel on that. What do you think of all of this? Because I put up the picture of Trump, but it's not really about Trump. It's about, okay, let's talk about this. There's a thing called locker room culture, frat culture. What's that mean? Is that not the rape culture, assault culture? I think so.
Seems like it.
Seems like it. Well, you have to say more than that, because otherwise it's like I just dominated. That was just my spiel. But I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and I wanted to talk about that before, and we didn't do it.
I think it's disgusting. I think that the things that he said were repulsive and not beholden to what a president should behave like, and I think it allows excuses for other men in our culture to start being pigs, and I don't think that's okay. I think a lot of people worked a really long time to make things the way they are, and we're going in the right direction, and this would set us back light years. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if women had to start wearing burqas, and I mean, just to cover themselves
if he
up,
won,
to
you
not
mean?
make themselves so like
All right.
asking for it all the time or whatever. So, yeah, we got to fight against that, because that's not how people speak. Anyways.
So this is the thing. I was bringing this up before we left. See if that's us. And what if I do this? What happens? Oh, it's not showing the chat.
Daisy, careful.
Well, it's good we checked this. Or is this the other one? That's the last one. Okay, wait, hold on. Live streams.
Are we still streaming?
Yep, we're still streaming. I'm going to the page to see. Look, Ernest Becker's in there and Lego Man. Frat guys and athletes are triggered now that you have called them all racist. We'll need a safe space and an emotional first aid kit. It's a good comment.
Yeah.
See, that's why we should go to the chat. Oh, rapist, you meant, not racist. All right. Cheers. Look at that. Look, we're having a... Let's go.
Pink Floyd moment. Peace.
All right, out. And now over here, I have to get this a little smoother.